This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ja, und damit herzlich willkommen zu The Stanley Parable. Ja, das kleine hübsche Spiel hier, das habe ich mir soeben bei Steam für 2,50 € in den Summerdeals geschossen und ich dachte mir, ach komm, zockst du das mal zusammen mit euch, ja, auf YouTube. Und ich kann hier auch interagieren mit der linken Maustaste, das mache ich auch gleich mal. Da blinkt ein Licht, vielleicht ist da eine Nachricht drauf. Nee, da geht nichts. Oh, ein PC, wie ich ihn schon lange nicht mehr gesehen habe. Die Geschichte scheint irgendwie in der Vergangenheit vor 30 Jahren zu spielen, so wie das aussieht. Und ja, ich muss sagen, das Ganze erinnert mich doch stark, so ein bisschen mit Knopfdrücken und machen, was man gesagt bekommt, an Lost. Ich weiß nicht, kennt von euch jemand Lost? Es ist ja eigentlich so ein bisschen Kult, ja. Da muss man ja auch immer wieder eine Uhr zurückstellen, damit nichts Schlimmes passiert und so ähnlich kommt mir das jetzt ein bisschen vor. Ja, wir werden das jetzt so machen, ich werde jetzt hier wirklich jede einzelne Tür durchprobieren, ja. Also da müsst ihr euch darauf vorbereiten, dass so bin ich in solchen Spielen drauf. Und dann würde ich sagen, fangen wir mal an, hier zu gucken, was es hier so gibt. Eine zu, eine Tür. Noch eine zu, eine Tür. Zu, eine Schränke.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ja, zum Konferenzraum. Den werden wir auch noch finden. Jetzt gucke ich aber erstmal hier noch so ein bisschen mich um. Nee, da geht gar nichts. Kann ich den PC anmachen? Nö. Blätter angucken auch nicht.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Woher weiß er denn, was ich hier treibe? Ein Klingelfon. Passiert auch nichts. Oh, da läuft noch ein Rechner. Jetzt weiß ich, was das ist. Die da hinten sind im Standby und der nicht. Ja. Weil die neumodischen Rechner, die brauchen nicht mehr so viel Strom wie die altmodischen. Deswegen brauchen die nie in Standby gehen. Kann man den ausmachen?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor
Nee, ne?
did it advance the story in any way.
Ja, ist klar. Klasse. Nö. Ja, dann müssen wir wohl weiterlaufen. Hä? Das ist aber viel Sonne draußen. Das ist ganz schön hell. Ja, das klingt so ein bisschen wie Daffy Duck. Hui. Sieht ein bisschen aus wie so eine Atombombenexplosion, ja. So. Da ist noch eine Tür, auch nix. Und der nächste Raum. Nö. Also hier kann man wirklich... Oh, hoppala. Ich war's nicht. Das kann nicht sein, hier muss man doch irgendwo reinkommen. Piep? Geht der jetzt ernsthaft an, oder was? Was hat denn hier gepiept? Was hat hier gepiept? Ich höre Geräusche. Geht das hier auch? Kann ich hier über Tische laufen? Hüpfen kann man nicht, okay. Was haben wir denn da? Da komme ich bestimmt auch noch hin. Auch zu. Mein Gott, hier ist ja alles zu. Hier kommt man ja nirgends durch. Dann laufen wir mal hier weiter. Geh auf jetzt. Geh auf. Geh auf. Geh doch auf, Mann. Ich geb's auf. Ja, über Kunst lässt sich streiten. Ich sehe das immer wieder in diversen Gebäuden im öffentlichen Leben. Ja, da hängen manchmal Bilder. Ja. Ob das jetzt Kunst ist, ich weiß ja nicht. Ein Blatt irgendwie mit Regentropfen. So sieht es zumindest aus, oder? Ist das ein Blatt? Das müsste ein Blatt mit Regentropfen sein. Also dieses Spiel ist wirklich relativ simpel gestrickt, aber irgendwie hat's was. Weil ich ja schon gespannt bin, was mich hier erwartet, ja? Ein Raum mit 2 Türen. Wo gehen wir denn? Okay, also wir gehen rechts. Ja. Ja, ich weiß, er hat links gesagt, aber ich mache nicht, was er will. Das heißt, ich mache jetzt immer das Gegenteil von dem, was er sagt.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ja, es sind wirklich sehr anspruchsvolle Bilder hier im Gebäude. Das kann doch nicht sein. Was ist denn hier dahinter? Überall liegen Zettel auf dem Boden. Ob da was passiert ist? Geh auf. Geht nicht auf. So, wo sind wir jetzt?
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Ach, es ist herrlich. Also es ist da draußen wirklich sehr hell. Vielleicht irgendwie eine Supernova oder so.
Really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Ja, ist gut. Ah, ist das schön.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Mhm.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Gut, die erste offene Tür links. Die ist da vorne. Also wir nehmen die erste Tür links, um zurück zur Story zu kommen. Nicht, ja.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Das ist eine klasse Programmierung, das muss ich ihn lassen. Ich weiß gar nicht, von welchem Mensch dieses Spiel überhaupt programmiert wurde. Hä? Hey! Hey! Toll, jetzt muss ich hier lang. Da gehen die Türen zu. Abgeschlossen. Schade, dass man hier nicht hüpfen kann. Ein Stapelgabler. Oh ne. Schlechte Idee. Was steht hier? Warning. Do not jump from the cargo lift. While it is in motion, will cause death. Ja, genau. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. $5,000. Ach, ist das schön. So.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ich meine sie, okay. Ich frage mich ja, was jetzt passiert, wenn ich hier runterspringe. Ich probiere das jetzt mal. Hui!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the plane and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh nee, ne? Ja komm, da sind wir schnell wieder. Wir waren noch nicht so weit.
What could it mean?
Ja, das
Stanley
kennen wir.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, warte mal. Jetzt müssten gleich diese 2 Türen kommen. Da bin ich rechts gelaufen. Ich gehe jetzt wieder diesen Weg.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Na, ich will wissen, wo es hier hinten lang geht. Wie man so schön hört, wie alle Türen hinter mir zugehen. So, fahren wir wieder hier rüber.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Wenn wir jetzt bei Half-Life wären und ich wäre schon ein ganzes Stück weiter, hätte ich den Weg, glaube ich, nicht mehr so einfach gefunden. Aber warum ist das alles so hell da draußen?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Schwupp.
This
Und
is it,
jetzt?
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Ein Lagerraum, okay. Und noch ein Stapelgabler. Oh. Das sieht aber irgendwie sehr dunkel aus.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another...
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
What?
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Drücke L auf deiner Tastatur.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Huh?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Bitte stirb!